Hi guys, welcome to this video. Today we are going to solve question 5 part B of the 047822 February-March 2024 past paper. The question is, an algorithm has been written in pseudocode to calculate the profit when an item is sold. Values for cost price and selling price are input, the profit is calculated, selling price minus cost price, and output. The input of 0 for either value stops the algorithm. This algorithm needs to be improved with a range check. Part 1. Write pseudocode to reject the input of values less than 0 for variables cost and sell. Part 2. Describe 2 other validation checks that should be included in this algorithm. We have already analyzed the question in Part A, so I recommend to see the video for Part A. Now we shall first focus on the Part 1 of question 5b. Here we need to write pseudocode to reject the input of values less than 0 for variables cost and sell. So we need to write 2 blocks of pseudocode, one for each input. Better way is to reject the input until user inputs the correct value, which should be greater than or equal to 0. So we shall use a post condition loop because we need to run the code at least once to have the input. I recommend to watch the video for question 2AE of past paper February-March 2023. Let's start the pseudocode for cost price. We shall start a loop which will repeat until user inputs a value which is greater than or equal to 0. Within this loop, take the cost price as input. So this loop will check the cost price, and if it's not valid, it will repeat the loop and force user to input the value again. Here we can display informative messages to user that input is wrong, but to make our pseudocode simpler, we shall go with necessary functionality enough to grab the marks. Great! We have completed our pseudocode for cost price. Now let's write same for selling price. Start with repeat statement, and then within the repeat get the selling price as input. Excellent! We have successfully completed part 1 of the question. Now let's focus on part 2 of the question, where we need to describe 2 other validation checks that should be included in this algorithm. The first check could be the presence check. It will check that values have been inputted and make sure user has not pressed enter key without giving a value. The second possible validation could be the type check, which will check that numeric values are input for cost and selling prices. Great! We have answered both parts of this question. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned for other questions in this paper. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Have a nice day.